right, hello everyone. I am back. So I just got done kind of doing my own personal card pull, but a lot came out. So I want to do, just one for you all. What messages do we need to hear as a collective today? Hopefully, take what resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. All good. I'm pulling from my Earth Woman Tarot deck. It's a really beautiful deck. So let's see, what messages do we need to hear today? I'll probably pull maybe 2 or 3 cards and we'll go from there. So let's see. Oh, and 2 just came out. We got the 5 of Wands. Pretty deck with the moon phases. We have a new moon tomorrow. The Death card. And let's see, one more. That's also interesting because new moon is all about kind of like, I think, sometimes I get new moon and full moon mixed up. Oh, 2 more came out. The 2 of Pentacles, which I actually just got as well, and the King of Cups. All right, let's see what we got here. I was saying that, it's interesting that we got the 5 of Wands with the moon phases because we have a new moon tomorrow, but then also the Death card because the new moon is kind of about releasing, kind of like releasing the old, bringing in the new, and that's kind of what the Death card sometimes symbolizes, is like rebirth. Okay, so let's see what comes through here. So 5 of Wands, let me find it and then I'll hold it up. Okay, the 5 of Wands. The themes are competition, rivalry, diversity. The 5 of Wands shows a group of 5 women in a circle pointing wands toward each other in a show of competition, rivalry. Each of the women has the same desire for success and growth, yet they come from different places and cannot see their common goals. This card connotes conflict with others in a struggle to achieve your goal. However, competition doesn't have to be a threat to you. You can choose to view your competitors as a chance to better yourself. Working together, you can learn from your differences, inspire each other, and share your ideas and resources. I love this so much. I think, sometimes we get caught up in that competition, right? And like, oh, we have to be better than, we have to, show out and all of that. But I think instead of viewing each other as competitors, it's more like, okay, this person might have a strength that I want to work on or I want to develop. So instead of seeing it as a competition, see it as an opportunity to learn more about yourself, and to better yourself, like this says. We can all learn from each other. We don't have to be fighting each other. We can all use our unique gifts and strengths to help the whole, to help what is it? Actually, one of my friends said, the sum is greater than all of its parts, right? If we all work together, we can have an even better and bigger outcome, and make more magic than if we were doing it alone, right? Like, what's that other saying or phrase? If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So yeah, I think that's kind of the message here is, if you're maybe in some sort of conflict or competition with others or something like that, and you're just not feeling good about it, try to shift your perspective. Try to see, if working together is an option and like how that could benefit everyone involved. Okay, so let's move on to the Death card. it's so pretty because like the tree had the sunflowers, which is kind of meaningful to me. So anyway, endings, rebirth, and transformation. A woman lies in the ground as if decaying. A tree grows where she lays, and mushrooms sprout from her, symbolizing the endless cycle of life and death. Her demise is allowing new things to grow. The setting sun symbolizes the ending of the day, but it also encompasses the knowledge that a new one will come. This card is about new beginnings as much as it is about endings. It is about closing one door so that a new one may open to a more wholesome and aligned experience of life. Death represents transformation and rebirth. It asks you to let go in order to be cleansed of old thoughts, relationships, behaviors, and patterns that no longer serve you. In doing so, you will make space to invite in the new. Although the changes you are experiencing may be sudden and unwelcome, remember that destruction is sometimes necessary in order to progress. 100%, I think anytime something ends or something, is taken from you or is just never allowed to come in or whatever, I think it all has a purpose. And if you take the perspective of, okay, this didn't happen, or this got removed, or this, went away, see it as an opportunity for something new and even bigger and better to come in. You're making space, God is making space for something greater. It's removing things, decluttering, decluttering your home, decluttering your life, decluttering your internal state. Only, can be painful at times, and in some ways, like it says, is an ending of sorts, but with every ending, there's a new beginning. We're here today, so it's a new day, and what blessings can come in, with the space that has been made for it. Actually, I was listening to a YouTuber last night, and she was also talking about, that's so funny. She was also talking about like decluttering, and like sometimes we, like say it's a physical thing. So like say you had to get rid of an old couch and you're still waiting for the new one to come in. And so you have that empty space, right? And sometimes it can feel uncomfortable, like, the space is empty, like I need to fill it. And it's like, no, just because something is empty doesn't mean that you need to fill it. That's what she said. And I was like, that is so true. Like, you can think about relationships and things like that. Like, say you're single, say you're alone, and you're not feeling, you're feeling lonely or whatever, but you need to still be discerning about what you fill that space with. It's like some company sometimes is not better than no company. You know what I mean? Like, don't be quick to fill it with something, even if it's not all that you want, because you deserve all that you want, and you're worthy of having, your desires in the way that you want them. So like not settling, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know, that kind of went on a tangent, but maybe somebody needed to hear that. So all right, next one is Two of Pentacles. Okay, and I got this one earlier. Two of Pentacles. Priorities, responsibilities, productivity. A woman stands in the foreground juggling two pentacles. The lemons, I never know how to pronounce this, the lemons gate, the infinity symbol, intertwining them suggests that she can manage an unlimited number of things. Behind her is a rough sea with sailboats trying to navigate the turbulent waters, symbolizing the overcoming of challenges. The Two of Pentacles says you are successfully juggling your responsibilities and roles. You have multiple things on your plate, yet you are managing them well, giving the required time and effort to each. However, be wary not to take on too much and lose sight of what is most important to you. Prioritize the bigger picture and things that aren't just about material gain. So I got this one earlier too. And I think this resonated because sometimes we feel like, there are just so many things, we have so many balls in the air. And even if we're kind of like doing it well and kind of managing, does that mean that all of those things still actually need to happen and still actually need to be priorities, right? I'm going through some stuff with my job right now, and one of the things is, well, I haven't been feeling like I've been doing everything well, right? Although my boss has like reassured me, she's like, it's okay, and like, even if we make mistakes, like mistakes happen, we're human, like whatever. But part of me is like, I just don't know if like all of this is aligned with what I want to be doing anymore. And I want more work-life balance. And so for me, like, that's the bigger picture. It's like, yeah, I can do all these things, but does that mean that I should? And so yeah, I think that's what's coming through for that one. That, yeah, just because you can manage everything well, is it really aligned with what you want to be doing, and what you want for yourself? So choice point there. All right, King of Cups is the last card we have here. This always just, yeah, it flew out of my hand there. I don't know what that means. King of Cups, this kind of just reminds me of King Triton. I don't know. I just love it because of the water and everything. And he's wearing it, or he's kind of has a Triton thing in his hand. Okay, King of Cups, emotional maturity, balance, diplomacy. The King of Cups sits on his throne in the middle of the ocean, like a rugged, craggy cliff rebuffing winter storms. A dolphin in a display of joy leaps from the ocean, signifying creativity. Wielding his scepter, the king calms the rough waters for passing ships. He commands the tumultuous seas with ease and grace, suggesting mastery of emotions. This card signifies that emotional maturity will allow you to be diplomatic and forgiving. You are able to balance your emotional side with your rational side, which gives you leadership qualities that others look up to. You are a spiritual lighthouse with the ability to guide others through dark waters. That is such a beautiful ending message. I just love this card so much. Sorry, I'm just like looking at it. The water is just, I love it. So yeah, I mean, I think in the end, with all of these, it's kind of like you got what you need. You have it all inside of you. You can be the master of your emotions, and your rational mind. Like, you can live in that balance. You can find that balance. It is possible. And with that kind of, like it says, emotional maturity, you'll be able to see, hopefully, you can recognize that everyone is kind of on their own journey, right? And if you approach situations and people from that perspective of like, they're doing the best they can with the tools they have in their toolbox, right? And maybe some folks are not as self-aware or emotionally balanced or anything like that. So, it's like kind of having that compassion and that empathy for others, to meet them where they're at and not take things personally, and not, obviously, like, if somebody wrongs you or does something, like, that's not okay. but you can set those healthy boundaries, and you can, you know, forgive them, but, you know, but also set those boundaries, like I said. Forgiveness doesn't mean it excuses anything. It just means it's really releasing kind of yourself from the situation, so that you're not holding on to negativity and angst and resentment and all those things. It's having that balance. And being a model, because it says, you know, your spiritual lighthouse with the ability to guide others through darkness, through dark waters. I just took that as darkness. So, you know, being that model, being that like light for others, even if they don't appreciate it in the moment, even if they're still, you know, I saw this video yesterday too of, it was like two cats. Actually, there were two different videos of two cats, where one cat is just like totally being hissy and like, you know, batting at the other cat and just like going crazy, basically. Like just totally not feeling safe at all, right? Like just totally aggressive. One was a kitten, so it was like it wasn't really gonna hurt the other cat, but the other one, they were standing between a glass, like a sliding glass door. And so like one of them was just like, you know, and hissing and all of that. And the other cat is just sitting there like the King of Cups, like just like, when are you gonna be done? You know, just like, it's okay. I am safe. It's okay. And with the kitten, like the other cat was, I think it was like, you know, maybe the kitten was abandoned or whatever. And so this other cat was like maybe trying to be a mother, you know, or whatever, but not the kitten's mother. And so it would just like walk back and forth and just kind of try and lay down next to it, even though the kitten was like going crazy. But eventually the kitten calmed down, and eventually it laid down next to the older cat. And it was like, okay, I'm finally safe. I'm finally, you know, it's okay. Somebody's here. They're not threatening me. They're showing me the way. And it's similar to this other video with the sliding glass door. Once they opened the sliding glass door, the cat that was calm put its paw on the other one's head to like be like, yo, chill out. It's okay. And then the other cat, like, immediately, I mean, it was like instant. The other cat calmed down and kind of looked, and then had the little Puss in Boots eyes. And like that's King of Cups energy. That's the leader. That's the balanced person coming in and being like, it's okay. And that's what you are. So you have the capacity to be, if you don't feel that way, if you feel like the cat that's freaking out, right? You have that ability, as long as you look in and, you know, get that have that self-awareness and work on that. It's possible. All right, I thought this video was gonna be a little bit shorter, but it's looking at almost 19 minutes, so apologies for that. But I hope that these messages resonated, and you know, take what does, leave what doesn't. It's okay. If it didn't, then it just wasn't for you. But whoever it's meant for, it will find. And I hope that you all have a beautiful, magical day. Sending all my love and light out to you. You got this. Take care.